welcome to another call. So today we have Katie Fasciano with us, and you're going to hear a little bit about her. So, after years of working as an accountant, she switched over to become a Seimei practitioner, and this is all coming from personal experience. See, Katie, mother of three girls, and her family went through a 6-year cancer journey with her eldest daughter, Elizabeth, who then became her angel on March 10th of 2013. In honor of Elizabeth, it's when Katie decided to change her career, and now she dedicates her time to helping heal others when she can and volunteers frequently to many child and adult cancer organizations. So that's why we've invited her today, because Katie's going to speak with us about what this Seimei modality is, a little bit about her and sharing her story. So Katie, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, and I love meeting definitely new people, new stories, new modalities. But talk to us about what happened, because that switch was because of your daughter. It's because of what you guys experienced. So talk to us a little bit about what that was that actually happened that led you to such a profound change.
Yes. Well, when my eldest daughter and only child of the time turned 13 months old, she was with a babysitter. I had left for work, and next thing I know, the babysitter's calling saying she took a fall. And it didn't seem too severe. She was on carpet, no big deal. In my mind, the babysitter was trying to coax me back. But I was in the middle of things, and so she put her for a nap. But fast forward, Elizabeth woke up. She had thrown up, and that was not right. My little baby did not throw up.
Mhm.
So I said, okay, now I'm on high alert. I'm going to come straight home. I will stop what I'm doing, and it was a snowball effect. We went to the pediatrician's office. The pediatrician called for an ambulance. They saw the urgency of it. And soon thereafter, they did a CAT scan and said, "We think your daughter has a brain tumor." And that's where, like, oh my gosh, I was like a mess, a big mess. She had emergency surgery that very day. And as soon as she was recovered from the craniotomy to remove the tumor, she had to start high dose chemotherapy.
Wow.
And it was quite a tough protocol. And it got her to remission, thankfully, a short remission. When cancer came back at 2 years old, she was on a much longer treatment plan, and a lot of different things were being thrown at her because things weren't working now. Uh, and finally, there were some solutions that put her back into remission again. This time was a nice 2.5 year remission until she was 6 years old, and it came back again.
Mm.
It took to that moment where it came back again that my head said, gosh, there must be something more that I could be doing than just traditional medicine. I'm not saying let's get rid of traditional, but what else could we bring to the table?
Mhm.
Luckily, a friend of mine was doing a lot of alternative things, and she said, "Oh, tonight there's a Seimei night for the public. Come on by." And I went that very night. And gosh, I walked into the space and I felt welcome. Like I felt like I was home. And I felt just an enormous, like just love throughout the room. And that's just the beginning of the evolution of it. Within a few weeks of Elizabeth going for those treatments, those sessions, there was like a catechismic event where she's 6 years old now, and for the first 6 years of her life, um, that first surgery set her back. She couldn't even crawl after surgery. She had to relearn how to crawl, relearn how to walk. So when they had her sit down for that session a few weeks into Seimei, they said, "We're going to help you to walk and run better today. That's what we're focusing the session on." And within just a short time, they said, "Okay, Elizabeth, go run around the room." I instantly choked up with tears of joy because it was the most beautiful she'd ever walked or run in her life. And it was in that moment I said, I don't care what I have to do, where I have to go, etc. How fast can I learn this? I
Right.
don't want to just come here twice a week, every week with her. I want to have it at home so I can do it every day, as many times a day as I want for her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it began. I was on, let me think. Was I, no, at this point I had left my job. On after the second battle, it was extending extra time and I needed to leave permanently from work. And I was being a caregiver for now, fast forward 3 children that I had, and especially the critically ill one,
Mm-hmm.
my eldest, my Elizabeth. And so here as a caregiver, I had more time. It was mostly for caregiving, but I also thankfully had enough time to start doing the training for Seimei. And
Right.
that's where things evolved. The idea of doing this for others out in the world didn't evolve right away because Elizabeth was needing a lot of Seimei. So she was my primary focus for it.
Right. And I mean, it's amazing when one thing that we have no idea of shows up in our world and it's exactly what was needed, both for her and for you. And it's
Right.
out of that question, what else can I do? What else is there? And like you said, it's not ditch everything else, but it's that seeking of there has to be something else. There has to be more. This can't just be the final diagnosis, the final decision, the nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Right.
absolutely love that.
Absolutely. Yes. So how lucky did I get that a friend of mine knew about Seimei, told me about Seimei. That was the one thing she pulled out of her bag of tricks, let's say, because she
Mhm.
had tried a lot of different things over the years, and in that moment, that was the thing that was helping her the most. So she chose to tell me that one thing,
Right.
and it's
Okay, so then
it's
let's talk
really
about
changed my life.
right. And now let's talk about that one thing. What is it exactly? What exactly is Seimei?
So our founder says it's due to know. So we show by example and then we talk about it. So if I could have you check in to your upper body where we
Okay.
can see on the camera to
Okay.
see if you feel any tightness or soreness or anything going on. I'll do it along with you. We're going to
Okay.
do the neck and shoulders and see if there's any tightness, soreness, sharpness, etc.
Okay.
So first you bring the head forward and you bring the head back. Noticing any pulling, tightness, soreness, etc. Turning to the right and turning to the left. Is one side more tight? Is it maybe limited mobility, one side versus the other?
I
Just
can,
keep that.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I can turn, but I can feel it tighter when I look this way than when I look this way.
And when you feel it tighter, when you look, I think that's to your right.
Yeah, it's my,
Is it, yes, is it the right side of the neck or the left side of the neck?
it's kind of like the back. I feel like it's pulling me on the back.
Oh, so kind of like on the spine. You're feeling the
Mm-hmm.
pulling in the spine when your head goes to the right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when you go to the left, it feels the same or like there's tightness as well?
No, I feel it pulling on the side, but not tight. Like I'm good. Like I don't
Okay.
feel
Just a,
actual tightness.
a
Just the
low level
normal,
pulling.
right? Just the normal, ha, you haven't stretched in a while, but not
Yeah.
like the other one. The other one was more like, oh, that was interesting.
Yeah. So then one more time so we every all the viewers are watching too. Just in a comfortable way, turn to the right and see, let's visually see how far you're going. Also pay attention in the room how much you can see peripherally.
Okay.
Can you see that picture behind you?
No, I get as far as my bottle. I have a bottle on
Okay.
the windowsill. You guys can't see though.
Oh, okay. Yes, we're seeing something different then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be the judge of that. That's we're not visually seeing that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So keep that in mind. And 1 to 10, what would you call the tightness in the back of the spine when you turn to the right? 10 being most tight.
It was about a 4.
About a 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so you may or may not see some of what I'm doing, but give me just a short minute or two, and then I will have you do that turning to the right. We'll also turn to the left for comparison in
Okay.
just a couple minutes.
Okay.
So, uh, as I said, you'll see some of my hand movement. And even though it's from a distance, you may feel some of what I'm doing. Some people do, some people don't. Okay, so that quickly, if you can turn to the left and the right and see if that's changed at all, if you're
Okay.
noticing any difference.
So left is a lot easier.
Yes,
Yeah, and the right too. I don't even feel the tug anymore on my spine.
excellent. Wonderful. So it's a zero now. You don't feel
Yeah,
that
I don't
pulling
even feel the
in the back of
pull.
the spine.
No, but you know what's
Wow.
interesting? I undid my legs because what was interesting was I felt something on my right leg. Like it pulled
Ah,
on my right leg, like it in my words, like it was like, oh, I guess
yes,
I haven't been sleeping or whatever, or this or that, or I needed grounding or something.
yes.
I was like, oh, it's my leg. Like,
And thank you for mentioning that because there's a perfect basic form in Seimei. And some because it's from a distance for you and I didn't happen to mention it. If you were here in person, the perfect basic form, even for the sitter that's receiving Seimei, there is a form for you too. And one of the facts you said your legs were crossed. We actually want them uncrossed,
hmm,
feet flat on the floor.
mm-hmm,
Okay, so it's so interesting that you kind of intuitively knew, oh, let
mm-hmm,
me uncross these legs.
mm-hmm.
And you said you felt a pulling. What I did in that brief time was something called pulling viruses. And it's something unique that to Seimei, to the
Okay.
technique of Seimei, and something everyone needs, especially in the change of seasons where I'm not sure where you are in the world, but for me up here in Northeast America, we're smack in the middle of change of seasons.
Right. No, yeah, I am currently in the panhandle of Florida. So although it's not the change like you guys are used to, we went from, people are gonna hate when I say this. We went from like 90s and 80s, sun to like 60s. So for us, it's a change.
Yes,
It's a
that's got to feel
it's
cold,
right
90s
for
to
us. It's
60s,
like
but
okay, pull out the jacket, and I'm traveling.
yeah.
So I'm like I've become such a wimp. I just got used to the South Florida sun, like beach again, and it's like oh, it's
Yes.
cold. It's 65. Um,
Yeah.
but that's interesting. So okay, can you do this remote with somebody? Always.
Yes, we just did.
Okay. So, and then the second question to that is obviously it's a different or a whatever kind of energy healing. Is there a difference between, let's see, the energy healing distance in Reiki versus the energy healing with this? Or is it like the core of what you guys do inside? Or what would be like the difference modality format? I don't know how to explain it.
Yes. Well, first, I want to address that you said energy.
Hmm.
Our founder specifically differentiates it from energy. He said
Okay.
it's opposite of energy.
Okay. That makes
Energy has a basis in time, space, and mass. It's
okay.
affected by all three of those things. Seimei has no basis in time or space or mass. Opposite.
Okay, got it.
Seimei is a Japanese word. It means vital life force.
Okay.
So, from my understanding, I'm not a practitioner of any other modality, but the feedback I get, I have a TikTok page where I'm building more and more befores and afters
Hmm.
of different things. And one in particular was a woman who was familiar. You mentioned Reiki. She was familiar with Reiki, had experienced Reiki before. And I said, oh, great. So you would be a good person to make an observation for me.
Hmm.
And she said, this feels completely different from Reiki.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
from someone that has that
Right.
comparison. I lean
Right.
into that versus trying to make my own opinion of it. I like to hear it from others. What did you experience? How did it feel for you?
Hmm. No, and it's interesting because I mean, from many different ways and views of it, the body itself, just the actual body, the fact that it's doing something that I haven't done, it made me more aware. So the second that you told me, look to the right and look to the left, and then I felt like that tug, like the beautiful critic inside my head said, that's what happens when you sleep the way you sleep, and like the whole, damn, I need to stretch more. But it
Uh,
made me aware of the physical. It made me aware of, okay, there are things happening that I hadn't even noticed. So that was the first.
right. That's really good. And our founder with Seimei, we show it through pain relief, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
what I just showed you, but it's so much bigger, so much more than
Mm-hmm.
just pain relief. But as our founder says, everyone, no matter the nationality, no matter your financial status, your stature in the community, we all have pain.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that dimension or quality of pain is, tightness,
Mm-hmm.
soreness, achiness, numbness, dullness, sharpness,
Right.
you name it. We all have it. It's something that is a commonality amongst everyone. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why he chose show this example. Once you have your own personal example of it, it actually helps you to hone in the type of questions you ask me, even.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know because my questions are now like, okay, so if that was a physical, close my water. If that was a physical example, can this assist in mental clarity? Like, let's say somebody who's like nonstop thinking or literally sad, anger,
Yes,
depression.
yes.
Okay, all of those.
So tell me, because you just mentioned you have some water there,
Yeah.
if you would be open to a second example, and if you were open to sharing something mental that maybe is troubling you right now, I can do something with
Okay.
an experiment, and we'll see if it makes a difference. Can you speak to something you're feeling emotionally or mentally?
It's not so much, I can, yes. It's not so
Mhm.
much anxiety. I'm just like in a very good way. I have so many thoughts happening that my creative brain is. I was telling somebody on the show yesterday, I have like, I don't have squirrel moments. Like my squirrels are dancing. Like I need them to like
Oh,
calm down because it's like, I want to do,
yeah,
I want to do this and I want to do this. And
yeah.
so many ideas, I'm not focusing. So that can that
Ah,
be worked on? Oh, I'm getting
yes. So tell me, think about all those ideas for a moment.
okay.
Tell me 1 to 10, how scattered does it feel in your head?
30?
Yeah, 30. Okay, so we're max schedule, or max and then some on the scale.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do for this one, and if you don't mind, could you hold up your cup of water in your right hand? Okay,
Yeah,
so
right.
just hold it there. I'm going to say some Japanese words.
Okay.
Don't drink it as of yet. So
Okay.
here we go. Gen myogo anagashimasu. Kaiso no jisamo kokani. Please give me the ring kaisen of the cup of water that Angie is holding in her right hand right now. Please make this cup of water to be perfect medicine for Angie's physical body right now to help her scattered thinking of a 30 out of 10, like really intense, to calm down so that she can really hone in to where her focus should be. Hongen myogo, arigato gozaimashita. So if you could please take a sip of the water. That whole thing now you can drink throughout the day. There's no rush. Even one sip can make a change. And
Okay.
when you get a chance, just think again about like all those ideas and see if there's any more honed in focus, less scattered feeling to it.
Okay. I love that. I'm just gonna keep talking and then we'll come back because that's where I'll notice if I'm scattered or not.
Okay, good.
I love the fact that there's many things that you're able to do that are practical because it does give the logical mind the, oh, this works. And you feel like the, okay, whatever, what's next? Like it gave proof. So that's really cool.
Yes. Yes, and there's things I teach both in person and virtually where there's tools I can show others. It's not something where I would teach someone to become a practitioner. We do that
Hmm.
centrally based on the East and West Coast in our centers. But there's something called charms. They look like little stickers, and it's things I can, for instance, if we were to do it a one off or in a group setting, I would make sure everyone within the group that signed up has these charms for themselves. And I can walk through how you use those charms for many of things physical pain, emotional, mental
Okay.
pain. It could be situational, it could be lightening your office or your home. I do a lot of different programs with those, and it's such a wonderful thing that it's very easy and quick to learn,
Okay.
and something that can enrich your life in a quick way.
Okay. No, that's very cool. And like I said, that's what I love learning about all of these things. There's so many possible things available that it doesn't take. And I can do the meditation and the yoga and the whole thing. I love all of that. But there's quick and practical that you feel them. So to go back to the water, I'm craving more water. Number one,
Yes,
I feel like I'm craving more water. And number two, I
excellent.
do feel, I mean, because we're interacting, all my squirrels were kind of dancing in the background. So I'll message you later and let you know if my squirrels came down. But
Yes.
I do feel more, like I said before, like more aware. And it's kind of
Mm.
like it's giving me the space to be aware, like of all the things, but I am craving the water. So yeah.
Yes, excellent. It's perfect medicine for your body. We say the
Okay.
physical body, but it's
Hmm.
helping the overall body, physical,
Hmm.
mental, emotional body.
Hmm.
So please enjoy it for the rest of the day. There's no rush.
I'm
You
so glad
can
it's a big
even
cup.
use it over a couple of days if you didn't want to finish it all. And
Okay.
it'll always just keep giving you that benefit as you're drinking.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Honey, I know we're kind of running pressured against the time, but where can people reach out to you? I know you have a book. We're going to learn about workshops. Tell us more.
Wonderful. Thank you. My website is the best way. Secondary would be social media platforms. So
Okay.
I can make sure you have all those and hopefully you can put those in the show notes.
Yes, that'd be
My
great.
website in particular is www.seimeihealing.com. Seimei, because it's a Japanese word, is spelled a little unique. It's Seimei.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go to my website, you would see a link, a direct link to Amazon for my book to make it easy for those that come. But I'll show you a copy of it now, too, if I may.
Yes.
Um, my sweet Elizabeth is on the front cover. She loved pretending to be a superhero. And actually, I say pretend, but she was definitely my hero. So she was a superhero of her own right for what she did and the love and light she brought to our world. And with this book, thankfully, she continues her good work here in this world.
No, and I
Thank
love the
you.
fact that, I mean, she was a superhero and she continues because through that you learn this. And every
Yes.
help that you give somebody else, they would not have been able to receive it if you didn't know about this. So it's like her work
Thank
continues
you.
that. So yeah, I think that's
So
absolutely
true.
beautiful. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Katie, thank you so much for
Wonderful.
the experience, the water, the head, the everything for us being here and just sharing this with us.
And one other little quick thing I wanted to mention, the little bit that I did for your physical body and then for the mental side of things, those small examples keep giving your body benefits on an average for 2 or 3 more days.
Oh,
So
good.
please enjoy this wonderful
Okay.
time these next couple days and see how things shift and change, and definitely let me know if that the scatteredness has mellowed and you can hone in on those amazing ideas like one at a time in the most
Hmm.
perfect order for
Yep.
you.
Yep. No, I definitely will. Thank you so much, honey.
Awesome. You're so welcome. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Angie.
The
Take
same. Bye,
care.
everyone.